What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another update. So today has been a crazy day. It's been a whirlwind of a day. Stock market, the news, everything has been just insane. So I want to bring you that update for today. But first, I just want to point out that you guys are amazing. You guys are simply amazing. You always provide me with love and support here on this channel. You're always hitting that like button down below the video, so I really appreciate that. And I just want to thank you guys for always asking questions down in the comment section below, because it's your questions that I turn to make additional videos. I want to answer and address every single one of your questions, so that is what I'm doing in today's video. So let's get into some of the crazy news that has come out today. First, earlier today, California approved, yes, they approved a $600 stimulus check to lower income individuals. This is big. And tomorrow, Governor Gavin Newsom will sign this into law. But here's the crazy news. The crazy news is that roughly $2.3 billion will be going to people that receive the California Earned Income Tax Credit. This means that I believe it's anybody that earns roughly $30,000 or below should receive this money. So if you are a lower income individual and you live in the state of California, there is a $600 stimulus check coming with your name on it. And it currently states that it's going to come anywhere between 45 and 60 days after you file your California taxes. So as I don't live in California, I don't know how long it takes you to do that or how long that the process really takes. I'd assume it would be just like filing your income taxes, but you would receive this in roughly 45 to 60 days after you file those. Also, it's not just $2.3 billion going out to people. There's also another $470 million going out to individuals that make less than $75,000 per year and this is key, have an ITIN number. I know a lot of people are going to be a little bit upset by this, but this is going to help out many people. So here's what we know. According to reports, there is a chance that you don't just receive one $600 stimulus check. If you get your California Earned Income Tax Credit and you make under $75,000, but you have an ITIN number, you would receive both of those $600 stimulus checks, which means you could potentially get a $1,200 stimulus check from the state of California. So that could be big as well. And the reason for this, because this is what some people were asking. They wanted to know earlier today, why would people in California receive an additional $600 stimulus check when other people across the country won't? Well, here's what we know. California is doing this for one main reason. The reason why California lawmakers are going to provide an additional $600 stimulus check is because there were immigrants who were not eligible to receive the initial $1,200 stimulus check from the U.S. government or the additional $600 stimulus check from the government as well. So California lawmakers decided we need to support the lower income families, which a lot of them are immigrants. So yes, people that do have an ITIN number, however, do not have a social security number, would still be receiving this $600 stimulus check. So this will help out many low-income families. Also, another new bill that we are seeing is from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He's proposing a $25 billion package called the Restaurants Act. This would provide, and I've talked about this before, this would provide restaurants, and only restaurants, if they have I think it's an individual restaurant, could receive up to $5 million in a grant. Okay, that's a grant, not a loan, so it means it doesn't have to be paid back. And restaurants that have multiple locations could receive up to $10 million. And anybody that has, I believe, 20 locations or more would be ineligible from receiving this money. Chuck Schumer said today, as the majority leader, I have the ability to determine what goes on the floor of the Senate. And the first bill I put on was the Restaurant Act. It's very flexible and very tailored to what the restaurants need. So he also went on and stated that businesses are struggling and need true help to get back to where they once were. He states this because the PPP loan program is not true help. It only helps out to pay for employees, for payroll and things like that. It doesn't cover the lease payment. It doesn't cover things like utilities and other stuff like that. So what they're saying is, what Chuck Schumer is saying is, we need additional help, and the restaurants really need this help. Chuck Schumer has a few different priorities on the table as well. However, this is one that is most likely going to pass, the $25 billion Restaurants Act. He has another one, and this one's for the possibility of $50,000 per student loan for forgiveness. This is a big one. But the student loan forgiveness is something that President Biden is not 100% on board with. He's definitely not in support of $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. However, he stated he could get up to $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. That he would support, but it would require Congress to pass this. He's not going to do it with an executive order. And at this time, some are saying that they don't know if doing a student loan forgiveness would actually do anything, or would actually get passed under a budget reconciliation. Not because it may or may not fall within the Byrd rules, but because some Senate Democrats would not actually support this. So we could potentially see this be an amendment, but it might not actually pass. Now, both of these pieces of legislation we could see as an amendment within the Senate within the next couple of weeks. My guess is it is going to happen. We're going to see at least one of them. As to which one, currently, we just don't know. Another thing that happened today, which isn't such great news, and you probably heard about this, but the United States has now had over 500,000, 500,000 people die because of COVID. That is what we're hearing as of today. Leading health experts are saying that this is not the end. We are not anywhere near close to the end of this pandemic. We may be seeing less and less new COVID cases. We may be seeing, some deaths actually die down. Actually, probably not the best word choice, but we've been seeing some deaths, the death toll, start to subside a little bit. However, it is still way too high. So what we're hearing is we are not out of the woods just yet. Even Dr. Anthony Fauci, he states that in order to be safe, Americans will most likely still be wearing masks in 2022. So if you thought your days of wearing a mask are almost up, you are mistaken. He also goes on to state that what happens over the next 6 months will decide all of this. It will decide if we are going to continue to wear masks in the fall of 2021, in the winter of 2021, and even leading into 2022. Some say we will continue to be dealing with this pandemic and COVID cases for the next few years. This is also why Democrats and Republicans are bickering back and forth over who wants and who does not want to provide vaccine funding to the American people and provide this as quickly as possible. Some are saying that Democrats, they have the power. Why do you wait so long? Why does it take you so long to pass this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which also has, a lot of money, billions of dollars for vaccine distribution, vaccine, development, testing, tracing, and things like that. But then they also ask for Republicans, why do you oppose this? Why do we not get more vaccine distribution funding in the $900 billion stimulus package when former President Donald Trump was in office? Right now, we know Nancy Pelosi says Steve Scalise wants to block vaccine funding. Yet, Steve Scalise is saying that Democrats didn't listen to his proposal to increase vaccine distribution from 100 million vaccines in the first 100 days to 200 million doses. And this was just a couple weeks ago. But what we know is we are on track to get 100 million vaccinations. 200 million? That's something that we will see in 70 some days, 60 some days. We're already past 30 days, so we'll see what happens. Also, what happens over the next 6 months is going to be critical, not only for our recovery and our health, but for the politicians. This will determine who has the upper hand leading up to the 2022 elections, So this is not just a game about, okay, well, let's get the American people some relief. Let's get the economy some relief and some stimulus to get back to where we once were. The politicians are trying to game the system, use this stimulus package to make the other party look bad so that they could potentially win, take over, you get more control over the Senate or take back control of the Senate, depending on which side you're on. Or for the House, we could potentially see Democrats either lose the majority or they actually extend their lead. So we'll see what happens. Now that we're on the subject of the next 6 months, I want to provide a little bit of a stock market warning. Over the past few weeks, we have seen multiple red days in the stock market. This is normal. Okay, this is very normal, and is actually healthy for the stock market to see some slight sell-offs and a little bit of consolidation. However, and I want to put this out there because a lot of people have sent me messages, not just here on YouTube, but friends of mine as well, wondering what do they do. Here's what you do. Today was a very big red day. It was a massive sell-off day through a lot of things. Some of the recovery stocks did fairly well. However, here's what you need to do. And I'm not trying to give you financial advice or trading advice, but here's what you need to do. You need to be a little bit aware of what is going on. Today, okay, we saw a lot of people just selling because the market was red, because they were trying to take some of their profits and run, and that's completely fine. If you are up on any stock, if you are up in the market, consider selling. You do not have to hold it through red days. You don't even have to hold it through green days. You can take profits at any point you want to. And my personal opinion, my suggestion is to, if you have enough shares and you can take some of your profits and you can get out of a trade and play with house money. So let's say you invest in a stock. Let's say you put $100 into the stock and it doubles. It goes up to $200. What I always tell my friends is, if you are worried at all, you're skeptical of what this company is going to do, where it's going to go. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? What's going to happen? It doesn't matter if this stock doubled in a day or it took 6 months. What I tell my friends is, what you can do now is you can take half of your shares, sell them, get your $100 investment back out, and now you're playing with house money. This is the exact same strategy I use whenever I go and do like gamble, go play Texas Hold'em, anything, right? I will play a little bit, invest, somewhat invest into, the game. And then once I double my money, I take half it out and then I'm playing with house money. So if you lose it, you're fine. You're not up any, you're not down any, you are right where you started. So my suggestion to you is, we are going to see a lot more of these days. Now the stock market could potentially crash, but if you understand how to trade, and you always buy when we see red days, then you will be fine. It's called buying the dip, right? You see it drop down, whatever stock it is, you see it drop and you buy the dip. It comes down, it consolidates, it kind of moves sideways for the day, and you buy that. And then maybe the next day or the next couple days, it starts going back up and you decide to sell. That's fine. What I suggest is, do not panic. A lot of people see the market's red. Oh, I just lost $50 today. I'm going to panic. Don't panic. It's fine. You will be perfectly fine long term if you buy the dip and you sell when the markets are green. Do not sell on red days. Those are the days that you should be buying. So if you have any questions regarding any of this, please, you can always ask your questions down in the comment section below. I just wanted to put this in here because I know a lot of people were frustrated today that they just kept losing money. Well, let's wait and see what happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that, and then even on Friday. Let's see what happens. Let's see, maybe your stocks actually recover and you make more money than you ever thought possible. So if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I just want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Again, subscribe if you haven't done so already, so I can keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.